I don't know if I turn my channels down. Why does my head look fucking retarded? Is it me? And when I put it on my head... Oh, because I got one probably... Because I've got a weird fucking head. There you go. Oh, what are we talking about? All right, here we go. Maybe. Who knows? Who fucking knows?
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ.
I got him!
So don't get cocky.
This is about what's going to happen.
Welcome to DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, why are plastic caps so hard to remove than before? And what is the bystander effect? And another Cybertruck failure. And what is 2024's word of the year? All this and much, much more we discuss here on DeaconLive as we go over the next 60 minutes or so and get you up to date on social news feeds, viral stories, and stuff you might have missed or we'll be talking about over the next 7 days. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing all right? Are you doing okay? Are you getting along with everyone? I know we survived Thanksgiving. Thank God for that. Jesus Christ. Anyone get shot at? Anyone end up in jail? No, we had a good time here on the property. But before we get started, I have an update, and I'm claiming fucking liar. Fucking liar, this chick. The Hannah Kobayashi story. If you haven't heard, I'll get you up to date. She flew from Hawaii to LAX, and then she was supposed to get on another flight and go to New York, and all of a sudden she ends up missing. She missed her flight. She missed all this stuff. There was weird text messages to her family. Then her family, her dad, flew from New York down to LAX to look for her because she ended up poof missing, and ended up either killing himself, shooting himself, or someone shot him and down in a basement of a garage or something like that. So that's kind of weird. Why would Dad do that? Now we have an official report of a recent sighting of Hannah Kobayashi. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video, and you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. Let me go over to camera 4 and make sure we get this all up and running, and you can hear this in real time as we're talking about it here. So here we go. Latest update on Hannah Kobayashi.
I wanted to provide you an update on the ongoing search for 30-year-old Hannah Kobayashi.
See, I told you.
Who was reported missing last month. As the family is aware, late yesterday, after traveling to the U.S.-Mexico border, we reviewed video surveillance from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which clearly shows Kobayashi crossing the United States border on foot into Mexico. She was alone.
Busted! With
her luggage and appeared unharmed. At this time, Kobayashi's case has been classified as a voluntary missing person. I know over the last few days there have been several questions raised surrounding her flight to New York. Our investigation, corroborated by video evidence, clearly shows Hannah at LAX appearing unharmed after arriving from Maui on November 8th of this year. For unknown reasons, she decided not to board her pre-scheduled flight to New York that same day. From November 8th to 11th, video footage and still imagery showed Hannah at various locations around Los Angeles.
She was walking around trying to make herself notable and say, hey, look, I'm here, just making sure that she's being taken pictures of in LAX, and all of a sudden she ends up across the Mexican border. Hold on, there's more.
Was subsequently verified by LAPD detectives. While she did check her bag through to New York, she requested her bag be sent to her at LAX, where we have surveillance footage of her retrieving it from the baggage carousel on November 11th.
So she said, send my luggage to New York, and then she asked for it back, I guess, is what they're saying a couple days later.
LAPD Missing Persons Unit has conducted extensive witness interviews, reviewed video surveillance, and collaborated with local and federal law enforcement agencies on this case. To date, the investigation has not uncovered any evidence that Kobayashi is being trafficked or is the victim of foul play. She is also not a suspect in any criminal activity. Additionally, the investigators noted that before departing Maui, Kobayashi expressed the desire to step away from modern connectivity. Our priority is ensuring Ms. Kobayashi's safety and well-being, and we urge Ms. Kobayashi to contact her family, law enforcement, or personnel at the U.S. Embassy to let us know that she is safe. She has a right to her privacy, and we respect her choices, but we also understand that the concern her loved ones feel for her.
And her dad. She's got to go to a funeral now that her dad's dead.
A simple message could reassure those who care about her. While the LAPD investigation will not continue into Mexico, if anyone has credible information about Hannah's whereabouts, please contact local law enforcement.
Why?
The missing person case will remain active in the missing and unidentified persons system until her safety is confirmed by law enforcement. Anyone with additional information regarding this case may contact the Los Angeles Police Department at 877-LAPD 24/7 or 877-527-3247.
Got it.
Anonymous tips can also be submitted to Los Angeles Regional Crime Stoppers at www.lacrimestoppers.org.
All right, cop, get with the time. You don't have to say WFW anymore. So he's an older guy. He's trying to do well, but think about it. So let's dissect this a little bit more. So she said, I'm going to New York. I got a job. She had a boyfriend in Hawaii. Her and her boyfriend flew out to Hawaii, lived in Hawaii, broke up, had a big fight or something, I'm assuming. Breakups don't happen, very non-dramatically. And then said, okay, I've got a job over in New York. And he's like, well, shit, I'm not going to live in Hawaii. If you're not here, there's no reason for me to be here. So they both were on a plane, not together, but they were on the same plane flying back to LAX. And then she ends up maybe running away from him. If he was going, where was his next step? Was that New York too? She was probably thinking, I'm never going to get away from this guy. So what does she do? She says, all right, I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Tijuana. I'm going to be in the donkey show. So she sent her luggage to New York, asked for a return receipt on her luggage, came back to LAX because she was still in LAX. A couple days later, grabbed her luggage and then moseyed right across the border to Mexico on her own, by herself. No signs of trafficking through video feeds. I want to see the video feed. I want to see what kind of distress she was in. Had her luggage, and she's going to go to Mexico, maybe down to, Central America, maybe. I don't know. But it's a weird story. There's some things that are still just not right. There's a story there, an underlying story that we don't know about. All right, well, we'll figure it out, and we'll keep you up to date as the weeks unfold. We got a big show to get into, lots to talk about, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio, and this woman gets yelled at for freezing food for the winter. Yelled at. Hey, that's what big freezers, deep freezers are for. And I'll dive into her story when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your opinion as far as what you think happened to Hannah Kobayashi and the way you get your message in. And you can be live right here in the studio. You can be podcast famous. Go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says, leave a message for Deacon Live. Be heard if you've got a microphone on your device or wherever you're listening to us on or at. You can speak right into it. You can be anonymous if you want. It comes right to our podcast. Actually, it comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. You can be podcast famous. We're wrapping up the year. We are already in December. Today's December 4th. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you get it in soon enough, we'll play it on this podcast. If not, you'll have to wait till next week. We'll play it on the very next podcast as well. And don't forget, we have Jesus Christ. Our catalog goes back 7 years to 2017. So you can ask us any question over the last 7 years of shows that we have. Now, the show itself is coming up. March will be 11 years of doing this show. But unfortunately, the podcast gods, when they decided that they were going to start housing all the podcasts, they didn't house like the first 3 years of our show. So it happens. I still have them. Maybe I'll put them up on a paywall somewhere and you guys can listen to that, or I'll make them for free. You tell me. And the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com and let's be heard and be podcast famous. Now, my dad, my dad lives with us now, as you guys know, coming up on 3 years in February. And sometimes he has a hard time opening things. He's 78 years old. He's not a frail man. He just doesn't have the strength that he did when he's, 53 years old. But there's something that's happening, a new trend that even younger people are starting to see right now. It's not your imagination. Beverage containers for milk, soda, and water have gotten harder to open in recent years because of the new plastic screw caps. The screw top caps have been shortened to save plastic. While the subtle shift in products opened by millions of Americans every day, the change of the industry touts as it's saving not just plastic, but also weight. Both can lead to less energy to transport them, lower carbon footprint, and a lower cost of production and packaging. That's one of the reasons why people transition from glass and metals, because plastic is just so much lighter, and the weight is so much a large percentage of contributions towards a carbon footprint. But also why caps on half-gallon paper cartons of milk, juice, and plastic sodas and water bottles are harder to turn, and why the body of plastic bottles sometimes twist along with caps when you try to open them. Why is this happening? The old-style milk carton caps were 21 millimeters tall, while the new ones are now 17 millimeters tall, a difference of about 19%, making them harder to grip, especially little grandma and her arthritic fingers. I can't open this. Also, 4 millimeters, about an eighth of an inch, might not seem a lot to you ladies, but it matters when you're trying to open something, says the professional Anstar Yakol, a professor of packaging ergonomics at the Sheffield Alma University in the United Kingdom. Of course, they're the one doing this. So customers have noticed we keep a pair of pliers in the utility drawer in the kitchen to open them now, said Frank Wolden, a retired Marine contracting officer in the United States Coast Guard, lives in Center City, Wisconsin. They're not all that impossible to open by hand, but just a little bit more aggravating. When you used to have 3 or 4 threads to turn, now you only have 2, so it's harder. You really can't get your hand on it. Also, I have indeed noticed how the screw caps have gotten shorter, he says as well. The newer, shorter caps are a little bit more likely to slip out of my hands, my cold, dead hand, the Marine captain says. He's right. Yaxel has researched it, and the difficulty boils down to a formula. You ready for the formula? Oh, God, I forgot what it's T equals U with a line in front of it, which is the Greek symbol for coefficient of friction, times N times R. And N is the grip force, and R is the radius of the lid. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Excuse me. In Britain, there's even a term for the packages that are harder to open. In Britain, there's even a term for packages that are harder to open and more frustrating to get a grip on. It's called wrap rage, W-R-A-P rage. The packaging industry has been hammered to reduce the environmental impacts of everything that everybody's focused on, lowering the plastic carbon footprint. So they'll be knocking on my doors to say, hey, but can you open this for me if I can't get it open myself? So here's what I have to say about that. So they're removing, and this has happened here at my household too, they're removing more of the plastic, right? There are not as many caps. I've noticed like on even like your little water bottles that you get, not water bottles like the Stanley Cups. Like if you go buy like Aquafina or something like that, the physical water, one-use water bottles, the caps are a lot smaller. Now for my dad, because the caps are smaller, not that he's drinking water, it's always tea or milk or something like that. He physically has gone out now and purchased this silicone rubber thing. You've seen it. Everyone in the kitchen has one that loops around the top of whatever he's trying to open, and he uses that. So what's the trade-off? How much was that little piece of silicone rubber thing, hand grippy thing that he had to buy to now open these caps that are a little bit smaller? So are you guys transferring the plastic to these things to help you open the things that you made smaller for the plastic to be less carbon footprint? It's a catch-22. It's a vicious cycle. So that's what's going on there. If you haven't noticed it, now you noticed it. And that's why. Now, this woman right here, I don't think there's anything wrong with what she's doing, but she's been touted as a greedy woman. This woman fills her freezer with 23 cuts of discounted meat weeks before Christmas. A woman has branded greedy for stocking up her freezer with at least 23 meat joints before Christmas. Now, this is an English article, so you're gonna hear some weird cuts of meat in here, so bear with me. A woman has been slammed after piling meat in her freezer ahead of the Christmas day. Sorry. It's that time of year when shops filled with customers purchasing presents for loved ones, and supermarkets are stocked with delicious festive treats. Most of us tend to do our Christmas Day food preparations day beforehand, but some of us like to get super organized and get their food early and freeze it to avoid the last-minute rush. Well, no fucking duh. This Kent resident, Kent in England, I'm assuming, this Kent resident, Tracy King, shook and took to social media with a recently shared haul after stocking up on half-price meat. While shopping with her partner, you might as well just say gay, in Sainsbury, the pair managed to find a number of leg of lambs in a reduced section. They picked up 6 despite already having 5 in their freezers at home. My wife's trying to get me to try lamb. She thinks I would like it. As her partner was putting several of the hams into a basket, Tracy said on her TikTok, "Sure, he's greedy, but it's got to last till over Christmas." So Tracy's a man, I'm assuming. Tracy with an EY. Is that a man spelling? Yeah, they're funny over there anyways. But not anyone agrees with the amount of food that the pair had been buying. Clearly not thinking of the next customer. Pure greed, one wrote. Fucking greedy people, another one commented. Pure greed, another one. Geez, how many do you need, lady? Oh, I guess it's a lady. Partner? All right, I take back the gay slur. Some defended Tracy and wrote, "Never mind being greedy. Get them while you can, sweetie." Hey, there's a little rhyme there, sorta. It's going to be a long, cold winter. My kind of shopper, said another one, and got mine the other day, said one. Tracy insists the food will last for several months. She also managed to get 7 gammon joints, GAMMON joints from Sainsbury, and 9 large crackling pork joints. Jesus Christ. This mom of 4, definitely not gay then, also found a number of jars of pickles, sauces, crackers on offer that she can use over the Christmas holiday. So is she wrong for stocking up? No. Is she wrong for stocking up over in England? Maybe, because I don't know how they approach stuff like that. Here in the United States, you know us, big, everything's big. If it's on 50% off, I'm buying all of it. I'm going to stick it all in my deep freezer. There's a reason why we have deep freezers here in the United States. I don't know if they have deep freezers in the UK or England or anywhere like that. Or do they have just the top and bottom where they just open it up and shove it all in there? But she's smart. Are you blaming her for being smart by buying stuff ahead of time? No, we do it all the time. Maybe they look upon that as greed over in England, that, you know, oh, Dorothy, you don't need all that chicken locks. No? Yes, I do. I've got a family of 12 coming over for the holidays, Doris. Oh, but you don't need it all right now. Can't you just buy one at a time? No, you hear me? I have to have it all right now because I don't know it's going to be cold. I'm going to be snowed in. We're going to die. We're going to die in a snowstorm. We're going to be frozen, nothing to eat but the dog. So, is she wrong? No. Get over it, people, please. All right, when we come back, you heard about the Cybertruck and the kids being killed accidentally. Well, there's another thing that they're finding out about the Cybertrucks this holiday season, and it's not what you expect. So stick around. I'll dive into those stories when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Well, we will give you something for free, but the way you have to do it, the way you have to get it, is go over to ProphetRadio.com, proud sponsors of Deacon Live and all the other fine programming that comes out of this studio. Go to ProphetRadio.com, PROPHET radio. At the top of the page says free swag. Hit that little menu, drop-down menu, and you can see all the different stuff that they have. Magnets, stickers, keychains. Pick something out. It's not an email grab or anything. It's just their way of saying thank you for listening to all the fine programming that comes out of this studio. So they'll send it out to you here in the United States. If you're overseas, I'm sorry, over there, our friends over in Germany, over in Singapore and all that, if you pick something out, it might take a little bit longer to get to you, but it will get to you eventually. I promise, I swear. I know the guys that work here, so we can get it out to you, hopefully, as soon as possible. Now, here's a news flash as of about an hour ago here on Wednesday. Cuba, once again, is out in the cold. They've lost all their power. They lost all their lighting. They are without power once again. Cuba finds itself without power once again this Wednesday, with Reuters reporting that the country's grid collapsed after the largest power plant failed around 2 a.m. this morning. Witnesses said Havana was mostly entirely dark, saved by a few large hotels and governing buildings, while the outage reach hasn't been confirmed. Social media posts indicate that the full island could be without power. CNN reports that state-run Cuban Electric Union said to bring the grid back online is underway. Of course, you got a flashlight, but residents warn that this could take days. The failure at some plant in October caused days-long outage earlier in October is now struck again. Cuba's oil-fired Cuba's oil-fired power plants, already obsolete and struggling to keep the lights on, reached its full crisis this year as oil imports from Venezuela, Russia, and Mexico dwindle, contributing to multiple nationwide blackouts in the last 2 months. So, I mean, you want to talk about the war, you want to talk about, what's going on over in Russia, and all that. It's a trickle-down theory. They need their oil. No, you can't have the oil, Cuba. I know, thanks for holding our missiles during that one time. Wink, wink. Hey, we'll catch up with you later. But the oil, we need this to knock off the bad guys because, they're bad guys. End of sentence. So, Russia's not sending Cuba any oil or anything like that. So they're having a nitpick and figure out what areas, let's keep the hospitals up. Let's keep the government buildings up. Hotels in your neighborhood, fuck them. Tough shit. Now, granted, it is Cuba. It's not susceptible to cold weather as much as like the northern part of the United States, but still, it's got to be uncomfortable just living without power. This time of year, at least it's comfortable. Open up a window right there. Chavez, open up a window. Now, if you don't know what happened to Cybertruck right now is getting a really, really bad rep. There was 3 teenage kids, high school graduates, like current high school graduates. The case is still open. They were in a Cybertruck, and they all went to the same high school, and they crashed, and the thing caught on fire, and they couldn't get out, and they dead. Boom, dead. All 3 of them. Investigating still going on with that. Terrible story. And now this story has come around. Not as bad, but there is something that people are finding out. The novelty of the Cybertruck is not what they think it is. Cybertruck drivers are experiencing the first snowfall discovery of a major ice wall design flaw. I can't believe Tesla just didn't think about this, the owner said. So let's go. Let's dive into this story. What's the problem with snowfall and the Cybertruck? Are you ready? The Tesla Cybertruck is once again facing backlash after this weekend snow led one owner to discover a major design flaw with the vehicle. In the video posted on TikTok, because that's where we do things now, Facebook, never heard of them, user Joey Faye revealed how his vehicle's headlights became completely obstructed with snowfall thanks to the design of the Cybertruck's front bumper. Now, I can't believe it. Tesla, Joe Faye says, now I can't believe it. Tesla just didn't think about this when they were putting this giant shelf on the front of the lights, but they did honestly an awful design when doing this. So let's see what he's got going on. Well, hold on. Is there more? This video has reached over 2.9 million times, has been viewed over 2.9 million times, is now being flooded with sarcasm remarks aimed at the electric automaker. The major flaws would be the entire vehicle, one wrote. I truly believe that Elon built these things to prove that people will buy anything that he sells, no matter how horrible it is, another one wrote. A follow-up clip, Faye looked to defend the vehicles by arguing that the lights would have only been blocked if the front bumper was completely covered in snow. So let's see. I'm going to switch to camera 4. Which one am I going to? Camera 4, right? Charlie? 4. Yeah, we're going 4. All right, here we go. I get confused sometimes. So let's see what actually happened in this video. And don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. Make sure you like our YouTube channel. That is DeaconLive Podcast. And give us a little like over there. We're not doing it for the money. It's just another avenue, another media source for you to enjoy the podcast. So here we go. This is from jf.okay on TikTok. And he's talking about his Tesla truck. So let's see what's going on.
First, let me grab my charger. There we go.
Hey, don't do that. Oh, there you go.
Perfect. So as you know, this is the front of the Cybertruck, and most people would assume that this giant light bar that goes across the front is the headlights, but in reality, it's just a daytime running light. The headlights are actually hidden down below, and can you guess what the issue might be in the wintertime? These headlights are amazing. They're extremely bright. However, I found that the snow is building up.
Oh, geez,
right
yeah.
in front of the headlights.
So the way he's got it described is you've got a bumper, like that ridge light that you see on top of the hood. That's the running daylights, right? But the actual lights that light up the road, I think by law, they can only be about 18 to 20 inches off the ground or something like that. I know there's debate depending on the size of the truck. But just a common vehicle, they can only be so high so they don't actually blind people as you're driving. So they're like right above, and it looks like a little strip light, like what hunters use on the top of their Jeeps and stuff. It's a strip light right above the bumper. It's kind of hidden back a little bit, and since it's been snowing, the snow's been piled up on it. So let's see a little bit more.
So that can be a major problem.
Oh, yeah,
when
look at that.
driving in the wintertime, because if snow builds up right here, the headlights are going to be completely blocked.
Yeah, Elon.
Now, I can't imagine that Tesla just didn't think about this when they put this giant shelf in
You know what I was just going to say? Well, once the engine warms up, that'll melt off. I almost said it. Almost said it.
front of the lights, but if they did, it's honestly an awful design.
His license plate says CYBA TWUK. SYBA TWUK. CYBA TWUK. Way to go there.
So I'll let you guys know how driving is in this blizzard. It's done pretty well so far, and I haven't noticed that the headlights are getting all clogged up like that. So I guess I'll have to drive a little bit more and let you know how it is. And for reference, this is what they look like when the headlights are on, and I'm going to grab some snow, put it right in front.
Pack it back up.
See
Nothing.
where the issue is going to be. It
Yeah.
completely blocks the light. So yeah, I don't really know. I haven't seen any news about this or Tesla say anything about this, but I'm curious as to what they have to say
About
and why
this.
they designed it like this.
So I know.
found
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So I know. Let's go back to me for a second. I know that you see Mercedes-Benz. They've got the windshield wipers on the lenses, and you're like going, well, in Florida, what do you need windshield wipers on your lenses? Well, think about snow. Snow will pile up on them. So Mercedes said, fuck it, let's put some windshield wipers on the on the lenses on the front. My wife's car, she's got an Audi, and when she does her the windshield spray, there's two little things that pop out and spray her headlights as well. So if the snow and stuff gets up on her headlights, this warm water that's been heating up, with a regular combustible engine will spray her headlights and melt that ice off of there or melt the snow off of it. Elon did not think of that with some kind of, maybe there's a heat strip in there that we don't know about, defrost, like your window when it gets fogged up in the back. You've got those little lines in the back of your window. You click those on and boom, your back window's defrosted. I don't know if they've ever thought of that, but let's see. Is this the follow-up video? Did I miss the follow-up video? Yeah, here's the follow-up video. I'm going to go back to camera 4 so we can see the follow-up video of what he found out. Here we go.
Found a major flaw in the Cybertruck's design.
So here's the
Let me
update.
show you. So in just 8 hours, that video has gotten over 1 million views, and I'm here to try and explain it. So obviously, if the vehicle is just sitting, snow is going to pile up right here and block the headlights. That is definitely a problem.
Got that?
However, I just drove a couple of miles, and as you can see, they are not blocked whatsoever. There's a little bit of buildup right here, but the lights shined right through this light, fluffy, wet snow.
Thank you.
So honestly, I don't think that this is an issue. There is a little bit of snow on there, but the lights are so bright that it
Probably
doesn't
warm.
affect them whatsoever, and I didn't notice any blockage while I was driving those short couple of miles. Now, I can definitely see that if it's super heavy snow and it's just piling up right here and it fully covers the lights, that might be an issue. But so far, in the couple of days that I've been driving this vehicle in this heavy blizzard, there's been no issues at all. So, yeah, there might be
there's
an occasional time or two where that could be an issue, but I don't foresee this being much of an issue.
He looks like a fucking Cybertruck douchebag.
That you'll even notice if you get a Cybertruck. Because for me, I haven't noticed it at all until I saw people complaining about it. I haven't noticed it. What I did notice, though, is that these cameras right here, they are always blocked by the snow, so they're
backing up and stuff. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Well, so there you go. So if you got a Cybertruck, we'd love to hear from you. If you ever had that problem before, the way you do that is go to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says leave a message for Deacon Live. All right, when we come back, do you know what the bystander effect is? We've all done it. And this lady right here caught a child doing something and said, this is why we don't have children. This is why I don't get involved. And I'll dive in actually what happened there. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social platforms. Unfortunately, we are still not on Facebook. We are not on anything Meta. Thank you, Solenberger, or whatever his name is. I tried to fix it again, and they won't take it. They won't take my message. They say basically the account's deleted, and I've got to wait till, I think I got 112 days left on my appeal before I can just, like, completely redo it. So, until then, you can find us over on TikTok at B Podcast Famous. But over there, you can see all the other different podcasts that come out of this studio. And you can also find us on our very own YouTube channel. That's Deacon Live Podcast. Just another avenue, another resort for you to enjoy the podcast. Because when we play videos, when we show pictures, when we show stories and all that, there's a news report. You can see them in real time as we're talking about it here on the air, and you can be part of the show. Make sure you leave a message over there. You can give us a review over there if you want. If you're not doing anything, kicking around this holiday weekend or this holiday month, kicking around, just give us a little review over there. We appreciate that. Now, speaking of holiday, we just came through Thanksgiving unscathed here at the house. There was one incident that happened here on our property during Thanksgiving. Now, get a little background. Her nieces came up, and her sister, my wife, yes, I am married. And my wife's sister-in-law came up. Unfortunately, her brother passed away many years ago. So we're still friends with the sister-in-law. The nieces came up, and now the nieces have, significant others, whether it be a boyfriend or a husband. They've gotten married over the last 4 years or so. And that was not the bad part. The bad part was we were all sitting around the fire on Friday, having a good time, listening to whatever, and enjoying, talking about stories. Everyone had a great time. I had a great time with everyone. We did a Thanksgiving show, which is over on This Is 50. If you're looking behind me, if you're watching me on the video, that show right there, this is that one. Figure out how these cameras work. That 50, we did a Thanksgiving show up here. It's me and the boys having a couple one too many and telling stories about bullshit and so on. It's not safe for work. So if you want to listen to that, keep in mind it's not safe for work. But the one bad incident that happened was Friday. They all decided to go out and get something to eat. We've had turkey coming out of our ears. So they said, well, let's go somewhere and get something to eat. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we live in Marshville, a little town called Marshville, and it's just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. We got a population of about 2,500 people. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses, animals, and all that stuff. There's nowhere to eat around here. So, and they know that, but they forgot about it maybe. And they went to the next town over to get something to eat. Like they ordered something at like a biker bar. There's a nice biker bar up the road that makes really, really good food. So they went there and bought dinner, for the girls and everything. I was like, no, I'm good with the turkey. I don't need to spend any more money. I already spent $500 on this friggin' Thanksgiving meal. I said, no, I'll just eat that. So they went and got like chicken sandwiches and hamburgers and fries and tots and queso, chips and queso and all that stuff. And then they ate all that. And then my job while they were out doing all this stuff was to build a bonfire. So I'm sitting out there building a big bonfire. And then everyone comes out and like, oh, I ate too much. And they're all on their phones, and they've got the phones, like cell phones with the wallet on the back where all the credit cards and stuff you can kind of, because that's their new purse, for the most part. I guess somewhere in the night, someone dropped their phone and an ATM card fell out. It drives me insane. My wife loses her ATM card all the time. And I say lose it. She pulls it out of her wallet, scans something, and then either sticks it in her back of her pocket, sticks it in the side pocket of her purse, throws it in her purse. It never goes back in the same place. And guys, what do? Wallet, pull it out, scan it, goes right back in the wallet. Close wallet, stick wallet back in pocket. Well, one of the nieces lost their ATM card or debit card or whatever it is, and they were freaking out because they thought they left it at the restaurant, and they freaking out because, so they went ahead and canceled and everything. Now, my dad every morning goes out there, and he burns our trash because we don't have trash pickup out here. And I see trash like all paper products and stuff. Now, we're not burning like glass and shit. We're not animals. But so he was out there messing around, and I gathered some wood for the fire the day before, and now everyone's gone. He's out there burning the leftovers and all the trash that they've left behind. And he goes, "Hey, I found someone's ATM card out here." So that was the only thing, because they were freaking out, panic, because you do freak out, you do panic if you lose your ATM card, because you're like going, holy shit, in today's society your money can be zapped out of your account as quick as the day is long, if that's a saying. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there and I'm using it. So that was the only big incident we found. And so the sister-in-law lost their ATM card and blamed everyone else. You had it first. No, someone lost it. It was sitting on the pile of wood. So that's how my Thanksgiving was. Now, we don't do Black Friday. We used to. When her dad was alive, well, I say we used to. Her and her dad used to go to Black Friday every year. That was a family thing that they used to do. But Black Friday, for the most part, they're getting away from it. I say it's more of a slogan. It's an idea than an actual event anymore. Because people walk through like Home Depot and rip the price tags, the Black Friday sale, and they rip the price tag off. And it's the same price underneath, and you're like going, this is crap. This is the same shit you sell year round. Yeah, but we got to get rid of these things. We got to get rid of them. This couple right here, I think, are pieces of shit. Now, not only for what they did, but the aftermath of what they did. Her sister, in this article, let's start this way. Were there any deals were you thrilled about on Black Friday? Were there any deals that you were excited about? This woman and her sister and her husband, Mike, made their way down to their local Walmart shop yesterday for the sales that were going on. This is a story that was out on Saturday. While her sister and Mike were in the store, it was a disaster zone. There were hundreds of shoppers all in there at once, yet hardly any employees were available to help. One of the deals going on Black Friday was an enormous 65-inch flat-screen TV, originally $8.99, on sale for $3.99. Why was it $8.99 in the first place? They got pretty cheap stuff there. Her sister and Mike said the checkout lines were absolutely mobbed, so shoppers began walking out of Walmart along with the merchandise. The quote is, like literally just pushing the carts through without paying for it because there wasn't enough workers at the registers to security to handle this experience. Now, I've never been that bold. Oh, you don't have enough people to help me, to serve me? Oh, I'm just going to walk out the store with whatever I got. So she says that her sister and Mike joined them, these group of people walking out, and took the $400 TV because, quote unquote, everyone else was doing it, and the store should have been better prepared. They were prepared, dumbass. They were. So last night, her sister and Mike were boasting about stealing the TV. So they stole the TV, 65-inch TV, stole it. I mean, you could say, oh, they walked out with. No, when you walk out with something that you didn't pay for, it's called stealing it. So the night after, the sister and Mike were boasting about stealing the TV right in front of their family. Her 7-year-old and 12-year-old kids were present, along with her sister's kids, 8-year-old and 10-year-old kids. Her sister and Mike laughed and talked about their Black Friday deal as it was something they should be proud of. She spoke with the sister privately, pointing out that she literally stole a TV, and talking about that in front of her kids was setting an even worse example. She got defensive and saying that I was being dramatic and that the big stores expect this kind of loss during sales, and that it's not really stealing because it's the store couldn't handle their own sale properly, she says. No, they're doing their best. Jesus Christ. Talking about pointing the finger and trying to blame someone else. Mike jumped in and said that I need to chill because that I was jealous because I didn't get these quote unquote deals, and I'm honestly disgusted by the whole thing. Later, my kids asked me if it's okay for not to pay for stuff in stores when it's really, really busy, which just proves my point about the message that this sends. Her sister hasn't spoken to her since. Meanwhile, her mom and dad are pushing her to issue apology to her sister for creating problems with her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Her parents believe that she should mind her own business, but she thinks it's wrong to let her sister off the hook for stealing. Am I seriously overreacting here, she says. Everyone's acting like it was just a normal Black Friday behavior. I feel like I'm going crazy. And you can read the post below, and here's the post below. So I'd like to hear your opinion on that. First of all, you've got a sale at a place, right? And you don't have enough employees to check me out. Well, that's not my fault. I'm here. I'm walking out. No, wait your fucking turn. Have some fucking humanity, some human respect and patience for what situation is going on. Second of all, then you get home and you have the TV in front. Hey, who wants a 65-inch TV? I do. Guess who stole this? Ha ha ha. I got this for free. You should try this too. Any chance you get. I'm doing like a Barney dance here on the video. If you're watching me. All right, boys and girls. Just a lesson for everyone to know. If there's not enough registers, it's free. Go ahead and take it. No one will say anything because, oh, well, it's not your job. You just go there and they won't take your money because there's not enough cash registers open or people to run them. Good for them. Take what's yours. What kind of thinking is that? What I'd like to know. First of all, I'd like to know the ages of Mike and his wife. So if they have kids that are 8 and 10, what are they, 30-something, mid-30s? Fucking idiots. What generation is that? I don't know. I've lost track of Alpha, Gen Z, Gen X, all that stuff. I've lost track of all that stuff. But that's it's that mentality. And I'll tell you what, not for nothing, it's going to stop. This is going to stop. And you say, why? Just give it a couple more months, like around January or something. It's going to stop. Because whatever they were not prosecuting people in California for theft items under $800 or something like that. It's not a felony. You'll see that change real quick. Now, something that's going to change, or has to change, is something called Bystander. What I call it? Oh, the Bystander effect. So if you're not on YouTube right now, over on YouTube channel watching this, this is a great time to go over there right now, because this is just a prime example of what these are the kids. These would be the kids of the parents that stole. A little girl in a pink dress effectively commandeers the grocery section inside a Walmart somewhere in America over the weekend, tossing deli items, Little Debbie snack cakes, and even some glass bottles onto the floor. As tantrums go, it was really more of a rampage. But as disturbing as the tirade itself may have been, the reaction to those watching are even more revealing, showing that everyday citizens are increasingly wary about intervening with someone else's drama, especially if a child is involved. The bystander effect is called, as it's called, reflects the sense of diminished personal responsibility for people in a group. People are more likely to assist if they see themselves as the only option. But if there are dozens of people present, like at this Walmart, chances are they will let someone else volunteer to take care of this issue. That's clearly what happened here. It doesn't, though it doesn't explain the entirety of the crowds in action. Almost all the witnesses are reluctant to act, and a few of them who did are criticized by others that didn't. Two older women tried to vain to restrain the girl, but at least according to a few witnesses who overheard the cell phone recording, they should let the girl go. Another woman said loudly, "I'm not going to touch no one else's kid. I'm not going to go to jail for that." Another one identifies themselves as a parent or a guardian of the child, though one of the women, apparently a customer, shadows her throughout the rampage, yelling at everyone who seems to raise their voice at the girl. She tells one woman not to do that because she doesn't know if the girl is autistic, and yelling may be one of her trigger words or triggering. So I'm going to switch over here to camera 4, and we're going to see this little snot-nosed kid go on a tirade. So here we go. Here she is. Let's see if I can blow this up big. There she is. She's kicking stuff, throwing stuff on the ground. Oh, walking over to where all the cheeses are. No, not the cheeses. Oh, all on the floor. All the little bag cheeses on the floor. There's a Walmart employee calling someone. Just throwing it on everything. You know where the dairy section is with all the cream cheese and stuff. Nope. Oh. Now, the Walmart employee is trying to get a hold of her, not hold her physical, but trying to wrangle this child, and this old lady steps in, and she's like grabbing a feral cat. Get off me. Let me go. Let me go. You filming this, right? So the girl's just, this black lady, she's like, I'm not getting involved. And of course, there's a white woman in there. This is a little black child running around. She's a cute girl. She's got like pink pajamas on. She's got her hair done like in 2 ponytails on the side of her head, like Mickey Mouse. And this one woman, I'm sure, you know, I can help. I can help. I can help this woman. I can help this child because I too deal with autistic children. I'm going to be the white savior of this issue. And the little black girl's not having anything to do with this. She's
You need to let her go.
let her go. Oh, the white woman's like, I can't believe this. Oh, now she's stepping on it. Shoes are untied. She is tearing shit up. Stop. No. Stop. Now everyone else is getting involved. Don't touch her. Now she's kicking shit. She is... Oh, that's a bottle of champagne or sparkling wine. Oh, nope. You got to stop that. Finally, a big... I say big black gentleman. A gentleman steps in. Now, up until this point, it was all women, like hanging around this daughter, this child, throwing all this stuff. This black gentleman steps in and literally was like, come on, girl. Come on. Hey, what you doing? Someone with some sense. I don't know if this is his child or not, but he was the only one that stepped in and said, look, your daughter is, why am I talking like that? I don't know. But your daughter is making a mess of this. It's a mockery of this place. Hey, focus, breathe, relax, she says, relax. And finally, they got her under control. And I guess, I don't know, who's going to clean up that mess. But sometimes you got to do that. I would first go, hey, your child, whose child is this? Hello, whose child is this? Everyone else around was just a bunch of women shopping. Going, I ain't getting part of that. I've seen too many shows, too many cop shows, too many things or law enforcement and stuff. I'm not getting involved with that. I would first go, hey, whose kid is this? Come get your shit. Come get your offspring. Your fucking shit up here. So, oh man, But those are the kids that parents steal TVs. See how I wrapped that up? Nice little bow at the end. Little present for you here right before the holidays. When we come back, speaking of checking out at self-checkout, Target's machines are tattling on you. Yep, there's alarms and everything going off. What are they tattling on you about? Well, I'll dive in that when we come back. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. We'd love to hear from you and the way you can be podcast famous, the way you can be part of the show. You can be right here in the studio alongside of us. The way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. At top of the page says, be heard. Leave a message for Deacon Live. Open up, speak right into it. Opens up a microphone on whatever device you have. If it's got a microphone on it, well, you can speak right into it and you can be part of the show. You can be anonymous if you want. I don't care. You do have to put an email address. They want to make sure you're not a robot, but it's not an email grab or anything. We just love to hear from you. I want you to be an aggressive listener. Passive listeners listen to the show and they go on to the next one. They go on, they don't participate or anything like that. But you listening right now, I know you are an aggressive listener. Because a lot of people that listen or watch the TikTok videos, I get comments all the time. Well, who do you think you are? You know, not TikTok. But now's your chance to be on the show. You can be that aggressive listener, just like that little kid throwing the Twinkies on the floor and stomping on them. And the way you do that is go to prophetradio.com at the top of the page. Be heard. Now, it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. You know, we talk about Walmart and I love Walmart. I love the self-checkout. I can get in and out, but people say, oh, you're stealing or, we're losing money at the self-checkout. Well, no shit. When you leave it to the general public, I'm sorry, I'm blocking the camera there. When you leave it to the general public, to be honest, 9 times out of 10, 40% of them are going to be, I don't know, the math's not there. 40% of them are not going to be completely honest. I have not been honest many times where I've forgotten something in the car and I'm like, fuck it. That's the price. That's my bonus for me having to check myself out. And it's like a $4 item or something in the bottom of the cart and I've forgotten it. But some people will put like a banana sticker on the bottom of a flat screen TV and they scan it's like 49 cents. Oh, great. 49 cents. See you later. But then they go, okay, self-checkout has to be 10 items or less, or you have to be a membership. That way we have your, we're looking at you, if you're watching me on the camera here, we know your name, you're a member. You're a member of Walmart. I saw that at Lowe's the other day. Join our membership at Lowe's. Why do I need a membership at Lowe's? You get 10% off. 10% off what? Crap? I got enough crap at the house. But Target right now has self-checkout lines for 10 items or less. So if you got more than 10 items, they want you to go to the one register. The one lady who's got, her hands are so riddled with freaking arthritis, she can barely open up a freaking one of those cellophane bags. So, they open up the 10 items or less. This lady right here had a weird situation when she went to the self-checkout. A Target customer went viral after accusing Target's self-checkout machine for quote-unquote snitching on her when she exceeded the 10-item limit. The clip says, in the clip, Sandra, who goes by I am Sandra AV, describes how she decided to go to the self-checkout kiosk despite having more than 10 items in her cart because there was a line at the cash register where an actual person was there. She says, so anyways, I scanned the things, and I was trying to hurry up before they told me anything. She says, well, no need to hurry up. No need to get caught because the freaking machine snitched on me once I scanned the 11th item. I jumped, she adds, as the noise of the machine, I got scared. Sandra says while she was trying to play it off, she found the situation deeply embarrassing. I'm not going to show my face in that store again, she says. But anyways, in case you didn't know, the register says 10 items or less, and it's 10 items or less. And it's going to embarrass you. It's going to embarrass you if you throw more in there, she adds. The Target spokesperson told the Daily Dot via statement, our self-checkout systems do not trigger an alert if you have more than 10 items that are scanned. So what's the noise, they ask? Several viewers have shared their own experience. Mine did that I kept scanning. One person wrote. Another one says, went off 3 more times. Another one claimed my husband was at self-checkout and I had half of our items scanned and bagged when the worker came over and told me to stop and move to the cashier because I had more than 10 items. Can you imagine that? Fuck that. I'm still scanning. Or I would say to the lady, okay, then you scan the rest of them. I'm not going anywhere. An email statement to the Daily Dot, Sandra said, I wanted to clarify that I was able to complete my purchase of 10 plus items. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that I was not that I wasn't able to move forward with it. She also added that I also am not sure what the trigger sound was, since other employees have said that the sound can be triggered if you scan items too fast or if it believes that you didn't scan something correctly. I have a terrible anxiety, so I just completed my purchase and left, head down and all that stuff. These employees, Sandra referenced, are probably right. The sound of the machine was likely triggered by Sandra not scanning an item properly, not because she went over the limit. So where's her video? Let's see what Sandra says in her little video here. So come on. Let's go. And I'm going to switch over to camera 4 here so you can listen to her rant about this. Probably what I just said. So here we go.
Be snitching.
Here she is.
I'll talk about snitching, about stealing, because I don't be stealing from Target. I know better than that. So the Target closest to me is a small one. It's not a super Target. And I avoided at all costs, but today I was too lazy to go to the super Target closest to me. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go grab my stuff and leave. This Target is so small that all self-checkouts are 10 items or less. If you have more than 10 items, then you have to go to a register, see a cashier. Today there was a line at all registers, and the self-checkouts were empty. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and self-checkout. I had like about 15 items maybe. I don't know, maybe more. But I for sure didn't have 20. So anyway, I was scanning things, and I was trying to hurry up before they told me anything.
Hurry up.
Well, no need to hurry up. No need to get caught because the freaking machine snitched on me. Once I scanned the 11th item, it went, and I was
Jesus.
just like I jumped. I got scared. I was like, what?
Now, this woman she looks like half Spanish, half Asian, like not Filipino, but, like Hawaiian maybe. Kind of like Hannah Kobayashi looking.
What the fuck? And I try to play stupid, like, oh, did I forget to scan something? I'm not going to show my face there ever again. But anyway, in case you didn't know, if a register says 10 items or less, it's 10 items or less, or it's going to embarrass you. That's it.
Thank you. Smack your gum some more. Do a TikTok without a now later in your mouth. Let's try that, all right? Oh, geez. Now, we're wrapping up 2024. Normally what I do this time of year is I ask for New Year's predictions. So I've been doing it for a while, and you guys are insane. You guys are stupid. No, I love you. I love you. I really do. But some of the stuff you say is just ridiculous. So I'm going to try it again this year. If you have a New Year's prediction, because we don't do like goals or anything like that. Fuck no. I want a New Year's prediction. When I say New Year's prediction, let's say, and let's not get too political or anything like that. Let's say a New Year's prediction. Let's say 2025, we are going to physically put a man on Mars. That's a good prediction, right? You can throw that in there. You can gamble it at, what is it, Par Market or something like that? What's that all-in-one gambling site? And let's say another New Year's prediction would be, I'm going to say this now, starting off the bat. The Cybertruck is going to turn into the new PT Cruiser. Remember the PT Cruiser when it came out? They were taking orders for that thing. And then it came out in like mass markets and stuff. And they go, this is garbage. I think the Tesla truck, the Cybertruck, is going to end up to be the new PT Cruiser. That's my prediction. That's the first one I have, but I'd like to hear yours. And the way you get yours in is go to profitradio.com. At the top of the page says Be Heard. Get your predictions in, and we'll play them throughout all the way till New Year's Eve. Yeah. So our last show of the year, let me look at my calendar here while we're sitting here chatting and hanging out, being friends. Our last show of the year is going to be actually Christmas, the day after Christmas. Christmas falls on the 25th. I'm not doing on the show on the 25th, so we'll have to push that to the 26th. So you have all the way to the 26th, and maybe New Year's Day. We'll do that too. Who knows? I might be a little hungover on New Year's Day, but we'll go from there. We broadcast every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so get yours in now, and we'll play them all the way till the end of the year. Now, the Oxford Dictionary, Oxford University has now picked the word of the year. And what's that word of the year? Well, I'm going to switch over to camera 4, and we can hear this and all be friends. You ready? Here's the Oxford Dictionary word of the year.
The Oxford University Press has named its mind-boggling annual word of the year, brain rot. Despite it technically being 2 words, Oxford defines brain rot as, quote, supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, especially viewed as a result of overconsumption of material. Dictionary says the phrase gained new prominence in 2024, with its use up 230% from the year prior. Don't be fooled into thinking brain rot is a new term. The phrase was first used in a book by Henry David Thoreau in 1854.
So there you go. Brain rot. Congratulations, everyone. Brain rot, our new word that we've been using so much this year, our lifestyle and everything that's been going on in our lives, we have regurgitated this word now, rebuilt it up, and we've been using it 230% more than we ever had. So if we used it once last year, we've used it 12 times this year. But brain rot. Brain rot is our new, congratulations. Not a positive word. Nothing like unity or anything like that. The word of the year is what we've all done to ourselves, which is cause brain rot. All right, guys, on that note, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us over on TikTok as well. That's B Podcast Famous. Make sure you follow us on YouTube under DeaconLive Podcast. Make sure you like our channel over there. You can give us a comment over there. I answer all comments underneath the pictures, all underneath the videos and stuff. And if you'd like to be Podcast Famous, go over to profitradio.com at the top of the page. It says leave a message. You can be anonymous if you want. We'd love to hear from you. And get yourself something for free while you're over at profitradio.com. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back.
This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
See you later.